Welcome back to another episode of Say What Needs to Be Said. I'm your host, Asante, Mr. Pick Six Salmon, two-time Super Bowl champion, Pro Bowler, all-pro record-breaking cornerback, and the last cornerback to intercept 50 interceptions during the 16-game season era. How we doing out there tonight, man? Monday Night Vibes. There's a lot going on in the NFL world, and it's exciting. It's exciting. It's an exciting day for the NFL. And, man, we're here to enjoy it, man, and celebrate teams that think their team is going to the Super Bowl. Be the last team standing, baby. Which team will that be, man? And everybody picking their favorites, and all these bets, these apps. They got their predictions out, and it all seems like it's landed to be the LA Rams, man. So how we doing out there, man? Y'all talk to me, I'll talk back, man. Throw your deuce in the chat, man. Let me know what y'all think about what today will bring for the NFL, man. These two teams that made some impressive trades, man. The New England Patriots, man, they pulled off a trade that, man, I didn't think that they was willing to give up a first-round pick, but hey, that's negotiable. That's negotiable, right? It's a 2028 first-round pick, and it's later in the draft. It's like number 32, 31, 32 or something like that. But got big Myles Garrett headed to L.A. He's headed to L.A. June 1st has come and didn't disappoint, man. It didn't disappoint. The Rams are determined to win a Super Bowl and get their lick back against the Super Bowl champs, Seattle Seahawks. They are determined to get that lick back. The Seattle Seahawks winning the Super Bowl and being in the same division as the L.A. Rams caused Sean McVay to make these trades happen. Yes. Sean McVay wasn't standing for this butt whooping and watching the team in his division win the Super Bowl. That is a hurtful feeling. If y'all don't understand the NFC West, that's a tough division. First, it was Trent McDuffie, the cornerback traded from the Kansas City Chiefs. LA Rams traded a first-round pick for him. Now it's Myles Garrett heading to LA Rams, baby. Myles Garrett headed to the LA Rams. Myles Garrett traded. Myles Garrett trade makes Rams the clear betting favorite to win the Super Bowl. The clear betting favorite. What do y'all think? Are they the clear betting favorite? Would you put your money on the LA Rams to win the Super Bowl right now? And the season haven't even started. Do you believe? Do you believe? Myles Garrett cannot feel good about his chances of being a contender and his talent not being wasted, man, from being a first-round overall pick. That's not a quarterback. That's not a quarterback. Talent doesn't have to be wasted no more. Now, at least he can feel like that. He can feel good. Feel good about being on a team, man, with high expectations. There ain't no expectations out there in Cleveland. They're trying to figure out who's going to be the quarterback, And I know all of the LA fans, man, they all hyped about this season with these expectations after this trade right here, right? One thing about making it to the last game of the season, though, man, that is a challenge. That's a challenge in itself. Teams need more than talent just to make it to that last game. It's not just talent that can do it. It takes good timing, a little bit of luck, or a lot of luck in some situations, and ultimately good coaching. Those three things have to align to make it to that last game. I mean, I done made it to three of them. So I'm telling you exactly what it takes. I mean, you can have all the talent in the world. I've been on a so-called dream team before as well. And what happened there? Nothing. But as far as coaching goes, Sean McVay checks off as a good coach. I put my money on Sean McVay any day of the week. He does a real good job being creative on offense, and he understands the physical aspect of football. And that's why they brought Myles Garrett over there, baby. Jared Verse ain't no slouch now. Don't get it twisted. Jared Verse ain't no slouch, but Myles Garrett, it's a whole nother, it's levels to things in life. It's a whole nother level when we talk about Myles Garrett, But yeah, I trust that Sean McVay will be dialed in for that offense and continue to be very creative and come up with design plays, man, to get Matt Stafford going, Hey, Matt Stafford is the X factor in this situation. But if the LA Rams absolutely guarantee want to be the last team standing, what do they have to do? Convince Aaron Donald to come out of retirement. They want to be the last team standing. Man, that'll almost guarantee a Super Bowl. That's a real dream team right there. Yeah, of course, it's pretty much a dream team as we speak, with the addition of Myles Garrett. But if you convince Aaron Donald to come out of retirement, boy, look at here. Boy, look at here. That would be a cornerback dream come true. You hear me? That would be any cornerback's dreams come true. Dream come true. But if a cornerback is supposed to be good, rated high, all pro bowler, all of these things, and can't make plays with a player like Myles Garrett on his team, he's not good. He's not good at playing cornerback. As simple as that. Simple as that. Myles Garrett is replacing Jared Verse in his blockbuster trade between the LA Rams and the Cleveland Browns, as we all know, and it's everywhere. If you don't know, man, welcome to Say What Needs to Be Said. And we're going to break the news for you, right? How much better of a player is Myles Garrett than Jared Verse? Is Myles Garrett 2 times the player Jared Verse is? Or would you even go as far as to say he's 3 times the player Jared Verse is? I don't know about all that. I'm right. I'm right in the middle. I'm gonna say Myles Garrett is 2.5 times the player Jared Verse is, if that makes any sense. Cleveland set themselves up nicely in this trade, though. Cleveland definitely set themselves up nicely in the future. They're definitely going to be competitive on defense, just as they was in the past with Myles Garrett, with the addition of Jared Verse. You know, Jared Verse will instantly have an impact on defense. And plus, Cleveland is getting a first-round pick, a second-round pick, and a third-round pick in different seasons, right? Different years. 2027, 2028, 2029. Who won in this trade is to be determined. There's no clear winners at this moment right now. As of now, on paper, the Browns are the winner in this trade by getting Jared Verse, the 2027 first-round pick, the 2028 second-round pick, and the 2029 third-round pick. But if the Rams win it all, or even make it to the Super Bowl, I say the Rams are the winner in this trade. I don't think anybody would doubt that. The Rams have to win the Super Bowl. They have to. Everything is on the line. The LA Rams said, we are going all in this season. Everything is on the line. I cannot stand Sean McVay's voice. I cannot stand the Seattle Seahawks. That team they put together, how physical they are on defense, the way they run the football, to match their energy. I need to bring more talent to this team. I got to trade for a really good cornerback. I need to trade for Myles Garrett, the defense, the arguably best player in the NFL. That's when you know someone feels it in their heart. The way Sean McVay is going out about these trades, he feels it deep down in his heart that he should be in the Super Bowl, and he's not letting Seattle Seahawks win anymore, or win the NFC West. Right? That's how he feels. But all in all, man, I'm happy for Myles Garrett. I'm very happy for Myles Garrett, man. He never really acted out, and he kept, his unhappiness away from the media for the most part, and he remained professional. But he had this to say at the Super Bowl on Media Row up there in New Orleans. He said it when talking about being potentially traded and doing everything he has could for the Cleveland Browns. I think he said enough was enough, right? He couldn't handle it no more. He was frustrated. He was tired of not winning, and it's time for him to speak up and, take his talent somewhere else. So he spoke up and he said, "It's not a decision I take lightly," said Garrett, speaking on Radio Row in New Orleans. It took time and lots of conversation. Just looking at the trajectory of the team, talking to some of the higher ups, I have a lot of respect for them. But I just don't think we're aligned on where the team is going in the near future. That's what he had to say. So I guess it was inevitable with a new coach. The top player on the team voicing his displeasure from being on the team, and being frustrated for not winning. Finally speaking up, and I guess it's time to part ways. But it sucks, man, because the best players get drafted by the worst teams. That's a problem the NFL has been dealing with for a while. And it sucks when it's a non-quarterback, because the quarterback ultimately is supposed to lead this team to success. When a quarterback is drafted in the first round, he's expected to change the dynamic of the team. Any other position drafted very high is expected to just be a game changer. Dominate at that position. Not really expected to win games like a quarterback. It's on the quarterback to ultimately pull off the victory, because the ball is in the quarterback hands. And he is responsible for getting 7 points on the scoreboard under normal circumstances. LA Rams has the team to win it all. They had the team to win it all before Myles Garrett. Now with Myles Garrett, it sounds scary, man. It sounds scary. With Myles Garrett, man, it's going to be hard to pass. It's going to be hard to run the football or do anything against the Rams defense. The expectations for the opposing offense, man, they're going to have to try to pull some slick tricks up their sleeve, and they're going to always have to understand and know where Myles Garrett is. That's a lot of pressure on an offense. Like I said, the X factor ultimately depends on Matthew Stafford. How good can Matthew Stafford play, and how consistent will he be? And also how good the Seattle Seahawks is going to come back after winning the Super Bowl. If the Seattle Seahawks are as good as they were last season, I don't think Matthew Stafford could keep up. I think the team can keep up, the LA Rams. I don't know if Matthew Stafford can go toe-to-toe and be, like I say, I'm very hard on quarterbacks and the consistency. If y'all don't know, I'm very hard. It's only time to tell, and we will see. The NFC West is a tough division to win in. I mean, it's probably the toughest. And for my boy Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers, man, they are really going to have a challenge. They are probably going to have the toughest challenge trying to stop Myles Garrett. And Brock Purdy, he's not the most athletic. He definitely can run the football. But, man, Myles Garrett is going to be screaming down his throat. They better figure out how to chip block, go double tight end, figure out something, boy, because, man, Myles Garrett is coming, and he is scary and strong. So shout out to Myles Garrett, man. I'm happy for Myles Garrett. Salute to you, brother. Continue to go out there and, man, put up crazy numbers in the sack category and all of the categories when it comes to rushing the quarterback. He's awesome. And he's a one-of-one players, man. So hopefully LA Rams deliver after making all these trades, man. And June 1st, baby, when they can spread out the money. If y'all if you don't know why trades really go down June 1st and not before June 1st, is because they're able to spread out contract money, guarantees and things like that over 2 years instead of it hitting at once in that same year. You know what I mean? So that's the gist of it. You know what I mean? So, all right, moving right on, man. Moving right along. We got J.J. McCarty, Kyler Murray, and then Justin Jefferson, man. What is going on up there? What is happening? First Open Vikings OTA reveals clear leader in the quarterback competition. This isn't no surprise. Is it? Is it a surprise? Is it a surprise? Because the NFL is predicated on what have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? That's what the NFL wants to know. And it's all the Minnesota Vikings' fault. This is the Vikings' fault putting their team in this predicament because they stupidly traded away a proven franchise quarterback for a proven franchise quarterback that just won a Super Bowl for a player in the draft that the Vikings scouting department thought could replace Sam Darnold. How stupid could you be? Obviously, that coaching staff, the general manager, the people responsible for making those decisions, or that decision, is no longer there. And they don't deserve to be there. They thought that was a good idea. Whew. Man, J.J. McCarty, he had a chance, man, to save jobs and convince the organization that he was their man. But he failed. He couldn't seize the moment. And now J.J. McCarty, he understands. Kyler Murray was signed to basically take his job or take the job away from him. The job that was once given to J.J. McCarty. Now J.J. McCarty feels the pressure of what it's actually like competing for QB1 without it being handed to him.
Describe your relationship with JJ to this point.
It's been great. Obviously, I know he's a younger guy, so any way I can help him. Obviously, I feel like I've played 7 years now, going on 8. So I'm considered a veteran, even though I don't see myself as that. Give him any knowledge that he needs. Again, we're both competitors, and I know we both want what's best for the team.
Has he been receptive to hearing criticism?
Of course. Yeah, he's overly acceptive, and he's always communicating, asking questions, stuff like that. So it's been good.
JJ, what's your relationship been like with Kyler so far?
Check him out. What's your relationship been like with Kyler so far? Let's rewind a little bit.
So it's been good.
JJ, what's your relationship been like with Kyler so far?
It's just like two guys in a classroom. He sits on one side, I sit on the other side, and it's the coach's responsibility to teach us and coach us. So,
is there any awkwardness between you two?
Awkwardness, it's just like the same feeling, when you're in high school and there's another person on the other side of the room. That's just kind of how it is. So I wouldn't say there's any awkwardness.
No awkwardness. It was some awkward energy. You could tell, man, J.J. McCarty, he feel that pressure, boy. He's intense, and he's like, man, I'm ready to go. He's like, he sits on one side, and I sit on the other side. That's some awkward energy. There's no love. There's no love being shared right now, right there at that moment, And that's a part of competition and competing in football, sports, period, But deep down inside, J.J. McCarty realized that job isn't going to be his anymore. He understands that. But the competitor in him is creating a weird environment. That's how it goes sometimes. I mean, like I told y'all before, if y'all been rocking with me, when I was in competition my sophomore year in college at the University of Central Florida with a senior, man, we almost got a penalty because we was on the field at the same time. And it was 3 cornerbacks, and it was only supposed to be 2. So it was 12 players on field, and we're fighting who's supposed to be on the field. I was telling him, Coach told me to come in and be in the game. And he didn't want to leave. Obviously because it was a senior year, and he's trying to get to the league. That's just the competitiveness in us, That's how it goes. Shout out to the chat, man. I see y'all out there, man. I see y'all out there in the chat. Salute to the chat. But in this situation, Kyler Murray isn't worried. He is unbothered either way it goes. His money is in the bank, coming from Arizona, from the guarantees in the old deal. There's no pressure on Kyler Murray. He's out there enjoying and loving the game of football. I mean, if we thinking that's competition against J.J. McCarty, I mean, so be it, whatever. Yeah, I guess the team has to create this dynamic that there is competition because nobody's happy with J.J. McCarty. And we screwed up with Sam Darnold. That's going to be a stigma on this team until something changes and they get some W and start winning. But the player who is suffering the most from this quarterback dilemma is the great Justin Jefferson, man. Justin Jefferson, he's suffering. You know, and he's too great of a receiver not to have a quarterback that he can build chemistry with for most of his career. Justin Jefferson, first 3 years was smoking hot with Kirk Cousins. He made a name for himself. Everybody touted him as the best player, best wide receiver, arguably ever. Even Randy Moss gave him a shout out. Then Kirk Cousins left because the Vikings didn't see the value of giving him any guaranteed monies past one season. It's just the same as kind of like, kind of the same scenario with Sam Darnold. Seems like the Vikings didn't want to sign him past a 1 or 2 year in guarantees and ultimately let him walk. And the Vikings they continue to kill their chances of any success because they don't believe in any quarterback that isn't drafted by their team. Hopefully that changes, man, with this new staff. And if Kyler Murray goes out there in a new system and shows that the system was most of the problem in Arizona, and he comes to the Vikings and put on, please don't make the same mistake and let him walk the same way they did Sam Darnold. But I don't see Kyler Murray as the answer for the Vikings in the quarterback room, but he can move the ball down the field a lot better than J.J. McCarty. Murray is another quarterback in the non-consistent quarterback category play. That's where I rate, or how I rate Kyler Murray. He will win his job. He have another chance to show that he was supposed to be the number 1 overall pick, and he was worthy of being that number 1 pick. And maybe things can change in this different offense, and maybe they utilize the run game more and take the pressure off of Kyler Murray. We just have to wait and see. He's a great athlete. You just can't be running around left and right and thinking that's okay. Got to get the ball down the field to your playmakers. Justin Jefferson is going to want that ball. He needs to get back to 1,500 yards receiving plus 1,600 yards receiving to 1,700 yards receiving. That's what we want to see from our boy, Justin Jefferson, man. So, yeah, man, salute to Kyler Murray. J.J. McCarthy, man, he had his opportunity. They was trying to force him as the franchise quarterback, and it didn't work out, man. So, all right, we got coming up next, we got Odell Beckham Jr., the good brother, Odell Beckham Jr., man. It's hard to give up this sport, man. We've played all our life, and ultimately this is the end, when we're done with the NFL. So we will continue to see players, that shouldn't be working out for teams and going to workouts to hopefully get signed, Players with the big names like Odell Beckham Jr. should be getting signed in the offseason to hefty contracts, but his prime has passed him, and now he's still trying to hold on. But enough of Odell, because the New York Giants, if y'all don't understand or see what's going on, they are desperately adding receivers to the depth chart. Ooh, let me say that again. Sorry. Ooh, excuse me. Y'all know how I get a little long-winded. Been riding out, man. You know what I mean? How we doing out there? Give me some time. Let me cook up. Shout out to the chat. He said he got the wake-up call. Who got the wake-up call? Talk to me. So, yeah, man, Odell Beckham Jr., man, the New York Giants, man, like I said, they are desperately adding receivers to the depth chart. Desperately. When I say desperately, they are going back in the archives looking for receivers to sign. And, you pull up that black book, you start looking for people that you haven't talked to for years upon years. That's what the New York Giants are got going on right now. And this isn't a good sign. This isn't a good sign for the New York Giants and Jackson Dart. Not at all. Because guess what? I don't think the Giants realize Malik Nabers wouldn't be ready for the first part of the season or the second or the season period. For that matter, I don't think the New York Giants realized Malik Nabers would not be ready. From what I've seen, the Giants would be lucky to get Malik Nabers back in later on during the season. They would be lucky. The Giants would be lucky if he's ready. Because he doesn't look good from what I've seen on social media from him moving around, things like that. Barely could walk. If y'all seen the softball game, you know? And like I said, this is the Giants' fault. They dropped the ball. Needing to replace or bringing in the sub in for Malik Nabers, right? Malik Nabers. Keep saying Nabers. Malik Nabers. Sorry, y'all. I'll be butchering names sometimes. Sorry, y'all. Yeah. And this is going to hurt Jackson Dart. Ultimately, it's going to hurt Jackson Dart. But for Odell Beckham, man, I want to say, man, we can fight to the end, man, and never want to give it up. But, hey, man, it's time to hang it up. You know, my boy career started off, Odell Beckham Jr., his career started off electrifying. And it was entertaining. He looked like he was going to be one of the most polarizing receivers of all time. One-hand catches, jumping over receiver's head, route running was exceptional. I mean, Odell Beckham Jr., he had it all, man. And he wasn't that big of a guy. You know, he had football speed, so on and so forth. But those injuries, man, really got to him. He had some unique injuries. I remember reading the article where they talked about he was playing without an ACL. You know, those are the type of injuries that Odell Beckham Jr. was dealing with. And it's multiple. And that's ultimately what hurt Odell Beckham Jr. Now, his days of being a 1,000-yard receiver is basically over. But if it wasn't for those multiple injuries, man, I think his production would be much higher and a lot different than what it has been for the past 5-6 seasons. I mean, teams been giving him a chance, hoping he could get back to his old self. You know, from the LA Rams. He's played for multiple teams, the Ravens, so on and so forth. But we don't get older, man. We don't get old. I mean, we don't get younger once we get to the NFL, man. Once we get to a certain age, you know, that prime, it's gone. It ain't coming back. Like T.O., man, I don't think no one loves the game of football more than Terrell Owens. T.O. would play right now. T.O. would lay everything on the line right now because he loves the game of football. And that's how it goes for some of us players, man. Been playing the game for so long. But for the Giants, man, I would be highly impressed if John Harbaugh could find a way to have a winning season with all the things that's going on with this team, from Abdul Carter and Jackson Dart to the Malik Nabers situation, you know. The running back, I mean, they got Cam Scatterboo. I don't know, man. Abdul Carter underperforming, basically a bust, you know. And who's going to play receiver? They're bringing in Juju Smith and Odell Beckham Jr. And who knows who else they're bringing in, you know. So that's what's going on, man. That's what's going on out here, you know. Yeah. What we got going? How we doing, chat? Then we know we got my boy Jameis Winston, man. If y'all didn't see what Jameis Winston he had to say, y'all let me know, man. Did y'all hear or see what Jameis Winston had to say? Let's talk about it. I'm not sure if Jameis Winston made a situation for the Giants between Jackson Dart and Abdul Carter better or worse, you know. And we all know Jameis Winston, he loved to preach. Preacher man Winston right there. And I mean, he's pretty good at it. Can't lie, he's pretty good at it. You know? And what better time for a preacher man to preach when his teammates are having a conflict about who athletes should or shouldn't support based on what values that person expresses, I guess, you know? And I'm always here for some words of wisdom, I'm here for some words of wisdom for the good brother, Jameis Winston. We're always here for some words of wisdom from the good brother.
I'm proud of Jackson and Abdul for having this conversation, getting in front of y'all and speaking what they would love. I'm proud of our team for understanding that, like, we don't have to pick a side in this. We have to understand, we have to have support for other people's, our team, like what they stand for. I'm not going to say, oh, man, you wrong. Why would you do that?
Bruh, I mean, even though he's preaching and he's serious, he's somehow, some way, he finds a way to make us laugh, man, in the most serious moments. But he's being dead serious. It was funny.
I'm going to say, okay, that's probably not what I believe, but I love you as I love myself, right? So I'm going to give you some grace, all right, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to show you, hey, look, man, look, this is what happened. All right, this is how you handle this. All right, this is what teamwork looks like. All right, but being proud of my teammates being separated by the mass media and hearing the opinions of people that don't have nothing to do with this building, but just looking at a reason to point fingers at a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white boy and a black Muslim. That is what's happening to the world, right?
Talk to him, Jameis. Talk to him. Preach, brother.
And they poke and pry at these young men. I know Abdul say, like, we men. Yeah, but how many people in this group has never made a mistake? How many people in this group has never said something or did something that they wish they didn't do?
All of us, brother. All of us, Jameis. All of us. All of us made mistakes and have some regrets. You know what I mean? A lot of people try to say they have no regrets. We all have some type of regret. We all do, James. I'll answer for you.
I don't know. I don't know how many people in the world can say that they didn't say or do something that they would take back. Now, I'm a person. I don't have many regrets, but I do have moments of education where I have to learn about the platform that I have, right, and the actions and the decisions that.
No, James. You do have some regrets when you threw up that W and ate it, and you went into the Publix and got the crabs and things like that. I know you regret that. That's just not a moment that you would want to take back. That's a regret now, brother. Come on. We know you lived and learned from it, but be real with us, brother.
I make and who that impacts, right? And I think this is an excellent opportunity for those two young men to realize what they represent, the platform that they have, and how they're going to go about navigating that and standing on what they both believe in.
That's Brother James, Preacher Jameis Winston for us, man, But when you look at where we're headed as a country, man, it's time to speak up. So I'm happy the Brother Jameis Winston spoke up, because where we're heading right now, man, is looking like, man, they're trying to conquer and divide. And that's not what America's supposed to be about, man. You know what I mean? But where we're headed as a country right now, man, is inflation. Inflation seems to be headed to double the current price per gallon. Food prices are damn near triple from what it was 10 years ago. Survival in America isn't easy, man. For everybody. Don't just look at athletes and think athletes have it all good, man. It's for everybody. Inflation is inflation, But from James' point of view, they want us to forget where we come from, and they want to erase history for black folks, for black people. And like I said before, man, supporting someone that isn't a civilized human being isn't the way to go. Basically, what Jameis Winston is trying to preach about, This isn't about what side anyone is on. This is about stopping the madness from being pushed on us. We trying to grow and get better out here. The government and the higher ups in the world, they got a whole other plan going on. And we are here in the middle of this game, and they got the remote controls, and they playing this video game and controlling us. And that's what we got to deal with. So, man, it's time to speak up, man. It's time to speak up. It's just how do you support someone that shows that such evilness and continue evilness. And basically he doesn't care too much, man. But, everybody has their point of view and things they would say to back up certain individuals. But the writing is on the wall. You got arrested, you've been accused of some of the most ridiculous things to be a president. And here we are. So, we don't want to talk politics because we understand politics, man. People get crazy and, it's emotional and can't handle the person that they love and the coach that they decided to join. They can't handle you talking about their coach leader. So it's your boy Asante, Mr. Pick Six, man. And it was Thursday Night Vibes, man. I had fun rocking with y'all tonight, man. Shout out to the people in the chat, man. I see y'all. Who we got? Brock. Shout out to Brock. I don't know how to say that last name. Curitan. Okay. Brock Curitan. We got Edward. Edward Goodwin. Shout out to Edward in the building, man. Shout out to people in the chat. Where's Joanna? I ain't seen Joanna. We got Force Calibration. Force Calibration in the building, man. Shout out to my chat. Shout out to y'all rocking with me. LW. How we doing out there, man? Shout out to the people. Shout out OG. I see you. What up, OG? And we got Keno in the building. Rams ain't winning no Super Bowl, man. That's, hey. Woo. If you think the Rams ain't winning the Super Bowl, you go to your nearest betting, the place that you could place bets on sports games. And you put that 1,000, 5,000, 20,000, however much you can stand. And you bet that the Rams ain't going to the Super Bowl. Big money for you right there, man. Big money for you. Hey, we got betting tips over here. We'll let you know. We'll let you know where to bet at. All right, man. So like I say, man, it was fun rocking with y'all tonight, man. I'm going to see y'all Thursday, man. And we have a lot to talk about. Just talk to my boy T.O., man. T.O. going to be coming on the show soon, man. So shout out to T.O., man. And y'all know it's going to be live. It's going to be lit. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl. Super Bowl on one leg. How did he do it on one leg, man? So see y'all next time. We are...